Hello all you craftlings. Somebody on the StarCraft server asked me if I could teach them how to create my slime farm. So that's what today's video is. It's how to create a slime farm. And here it is. This is the slime farm. Let's go. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Whew, we're back. Just make sure when you're creeping close to the edge of a cliff that goes all the way down to magma blocks, use shift. Big tip there. Use shift. Anyway, let's flip over to a new world and let's create this for you. Let's go. Okay, so we are in a brand new world now. This is a creative world just to make it a little easier and to go faster, but the slime farm that I built on the StarCraft server was of course done in survival mode, so you can do this in survival quite easily. It does require quite a bit of resources, so let me show you. Okay, so this is what you need. 24 blocks of redstone. You can give or take a few here because it's there just to power the redstone, the actual powered rails. There's 2 redstone dust, 2 redstone comparators, 2 redstone torches, 4 hoppers, 2 chests, about 60 rails. Now again, this can be give or take a few, but you need 104 in total between the the powered rails and the regular rails. And you'll see why. You need 2 minecart with hoppers, 100 magma blocks, 4 carved pumpkins, 16 blocks of iron, 48 glass panes. They can be any color. They don't even have to be stained, just glass panes, and 16 glass blocks. Now, again, they don't have to be dyed. I actually color coded each level of mine. Now, this is enough to create 4 levels. You can go higher, but there is a point where slime will just stop spawning. So I kept it at 4. You can probably get 5 or 6 and still be quite good. So the next step is to find a slime chunk. There's 2 ways of doing this. One is you can dig all the way down to bedrock and clear out a massive area and then turn on show chunk boundaries. Now what you do is you hit F3 plus Q, which will give you this menu, and then you can see F3 plus G is show chunk boundaries. So F3 plus G, there you go. Now we can see where all the chunks are. Now what you need to do is clear out quite a few of these chunks down at bedrock and then set up fences along the edges of each one of the chunks. So that way, when the slimes spawn, you know exactly what area they're spawning in, you know which chunk is the spawn chunk. All right? Option number 2. The first thing you're going to need for the second method is the seed. Now, you can usually get that by typing /seed and hitting enter, and then there's your seed. Now, if you click on that in the chat, it'll copy to the clipboard. Next, head on over to chunkbase.com, scroll down and click on apps, and then scroll down again and click on slime chunk. This is where you paste in your seed, and that will load it in for you. Here we are. What you're seeing is a map of your seed. All those green squares are actually slime chunks. So pick one, and then if you take a look at the coordinates on the top and on the left, you'll be able to navigate where they are. Next, you'll need to dig down and start building your slime farm. Using chunkbase.com, I have found myself a slime chunk here. So next step is to dig all the way down to Y level 5. And that's where bedrock starts. So let's put up a torch and start digging. I still have the chunk boundaries on, so we just need to keep digging until we find, there it is, the edge of the chunk boundary. You can see it's the edge of the yellow. Now we're going to go off in this direction. What we're looking for is a blue corner. There it is. So that's the corner of the chunk boundary. So let's go off in this direction now. There's the blue corner. You can barely see it, but it's there. All right, so we're going to turn off the coordinates for now. Okay, we're going to look for another blue corner. And there's the other blue corner. And dig off in this direction. Keep going. There it is. There's the blue corner. Excellent. So we go off in this direction now. And there we have it. The edges of the slime chunk. So we need to clear all of this out now. Okay, so now that you have your 16 by 16 chunk all cleared out, you need to create the walls of the lowest level, which is where the magma blocks are going to be. So if you come in 1, 2, and place a block on the third one, there's your first corner. Okay, then you go to the next corner, count in 1, 2, place your block. Those are the walls that creates a 10 by 10 square right in the middle. So let's go ahead and build the walls. Okay, so now we have our 10 by 10 square. So let's just go ahead and light this up for now. We're in creative mode, so nothing's going to spawn here, but I'm just going to put some lights in here. So you want to make sure that you keep everything quite lit. Now, right in the middle of one of the walls, that's where you need to carve out an opening for you. This is where the mine carts are going to come into, and you can usually clear out a little bit more of an area here, because you're going to need that for access. Let's put a couple of torches there. Okay. So this whole area is where the mine carts are going to be going back and forth. And this level right here is where all the magma blocks are going to be. So next what we need to do is dig up. Oh, jeez. Gotta love that. Well, that's going to make things a little easier to dig. We need to go up just another 2. And with all this gravel here, it's going to make things rather interesting. Wow, lots of gravel. Let's get into a 30-second time lapse. Now, what I did is I dug back here and created a ladder, which makes it so much easier to go between levels. So because this is 4 high, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, this is where the floor is. So let's go in here. There it is right there. Okay. Now, where the hole is, we need a 3-block border around the outside. Now, again, this is going to be defined by chunk boundaries. All right, so our first level is now done. Let's do one more level, just so you guys have an idea of what it's supposed to look like. And you guys can build it, like I said, maybe 5 or 6 levels high. Anything higher than that, and the slime aren't going to spawn. So let's go back in our little tunnel here and dig up a little further. So it's 3 high, so 1, 2, 3. This is going to be the floor, so this is the next level right here. Perfect. There's the edge of the slime chunk. There's 1. That's how wide it needs to be. Let's put a couple of torches. So I'm going to have to fill in the floor there, which means this is where the hole is supposed to be. Okay. Let's get mining again. Okay. We have this level of the chunk cleared out now, 3 high, 16 by 16. Now we need to cut the 10 by 10 hole right in the middle. So if you go in 1, 2, 3, and hit the hole on the 4th one, there you go. So let's go ahead and cut that hole. It's 1, 2, 3. And let's mark that corner. Let's go this way now. That's 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Oop, not that one. Let's count it in. 1, 2, 3. That's the corner. And 1, 2, 3. There's the corner right there. All right, it's time to knock out this center 10 by 10 hole. Now we have our 10 by 10 hole and 3 high. When you're doing these, make sure you light it up. Because you don't want any other mobs spawning here. You just want slime spawning here. Slimes will spawn in the light, so that's fine. And you can even place some torches down on the ground. Just make sure it is well lit. Let's do that with the layer below it. Yay! All the digging for the slime farm is done. Now we're left with the fun stuff, all the redstone. So the next thing to do is to lay all the rails. So let's hop down in here and punch out the 2 corners. That way we can lay the 2 redstone blocks for the end rails. So if this block happens to be bedrock, then what you do is you dig in 1 and then you put the redstone block right there instead of right in the corner. I did that on mine, so let's put that there. Now, right about here, what we need to do is make a line. Oops. Right about there. And then we need another one right about here. This is for redstone. There. Okay, so let's switch over to our redstone and lay down our redstone. Okay, so that is the layout that you need for the redstone in here to keep the minecarts going. So let's start laying down the rails. Now to make things a little easier for us in the future, let's knock out 2 more blocks on either side. It's probably best that we place down the hoppers first. So let's get our chests and our hoppers. Okay, so this right here is going to be 1 rail, and there'll be a rail on top of a hopper here, and then hoppers. And this is where you place your chests. So you need a double chest. That's how that works. Then you take a hopper, go into the back, and then hoppers into the back of there. So that's how that works. And then you need a redstone rail on top of this hopper, powered rail, and then a regular rail and a powered rail. So let's do a few powered rails there. And powered rail, and a couple regulars. Alright, so let's keep going until we've hit the end. And there's the end of it. Now once the minecart reaches the end of here, it'll just automatically turn around and go back the other way. So that is half the rails done. Let's lay down the other half. Okay, all of the rails are now laid down. This is exactly what we need. Perfect. Okay, so next step, let's get rid of these torches because that's exactly where the magma blocks need to go. Okay, let's lay down the redstone. So grab your favorite block. You can use pretty much anything that works with redstone. And you want to build up the blocks like this. And 1 more on this side. Okay, let's punch out that one, that one, that one, and that one. That's the pattern that we need. Let's take our redstone comparator, place it down, Right there and right there. Oop, that's not facing the right direction. There, now that's facing the right direction. Take our redstone torches, put it on those blocks there. And the dust goes right up on top here. And you can see it is now powering the rail. And what that little circuit does is it detects when the hopper minecart comes up to the top here, and it stops. It stops the hopper minecart and lets it unload before it continues on. And then you just need a couple blocks in the back here, so let's go around to the back side and put one right here and one here. Okay, that is it. That's all the redstone for this. Now what I like to do is I'll block that in up to there, and that right there. I like leaving a little access panel so I can take a look in here. Okay, that's good. Now I've found if you put, I think this one's fine. Yeah, you can do that. But if you put a block here, the hopper minecarts won't go in there. So let's go ahead and let's fill in the magma blocks now. I think it's time. Now, I've found that you need to leave this section here open, or else the hopper minecarts won't actually make it up. So let's close that off. Close this off. And there we are. We are ready to go. So I realized I made a small error, which is no big deal. If you leave the whole assembly, the redstone assembly, exactly where I put it now, you have to leave these two magma blocks out, or else the minecarts will actually get stuck and they won't go up this little ramp. So what I'm going to do is move this whole assembly one block back and put it back together again. So here we go. There it is, moved one block back. So let's put the magma blocks back in. Oops, wrong one. There. No, jeez, what is wrong with me? Okay, all the magma blocks are back in. Let's close off this opening. Right here, perfect. Okay, and the redstone is done. So let's go ahead and let's place these hopper minecarts and get them moving. Let's take the first one, put it down, give it a bit of a push, and give that one a bit of a push. Alright, so they're nicely moving. And what they'll do is they will pick up any drops that end up on top of the magma. And then they'll stop on top of the hoppers when there's things to drop in there. And they'll deposit it in the chest. Last step is going to be putting in the iron golems. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, slime hate iron golems. So what they do is, once they spawn in, they see the iron golem and they try to go after it. It just doesn't turn out so well for them. So what we need to do is create a 2x2 block of glass right in the middle of this level and the level above there. Now, if you guys have created other levels all the way up to 6, like I suggested, you'll need to do this for all 6 levels. So let's go ahead and create that spot. Now, the 2x2 needs to be right in the middle. So that means we need to go 4 blocks in, and that's where we build it. So we count in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's switch over to our glass. Okay, we have our glass and need 2 by 2. Next we need to do is create that glass box for them to be in. So if you build up 2 blocks like that, and then you can do the panes. Okay, so next thing we need to do is spawn in the iron golems. They're pretty easy to do, so place down an iron block here, and then 3 iron blocks. I usually take another block and place it, oops, not there, there. That way it's easy in order to get at the pumpkin. Now, be ready with the stained glass, because you need to close it off so the iron golem doesn't escape. So place it on there, iron golem spawns in, oops, and let's close them off. There you are. Iron Golem is in. So let's move up to the next level and do the same thing. And there we have it, a working slime farm. That's it. That's all you need to do. It's a lot of work and a lot of digging, but if you AFK in the right spot, you will get a lot of slime. I hope you have enjoyed my video on how to create a slime farm in Survival Minecraft 1.16. If you enjoyed the video, please make a like. If you're new to this series, please hit the subscribe button. Until later, my friends.